So, I ended up being totally wrong about who was going to win yesterday. Oh well. It was a good game. In the end, Virginia just played, better defense throughout. And, I mean, in the end, it really did come down to, actually, hold on a second. Good morning, happy Tuesday, everybody. Anyway, as I was saying, in the end, it really does come down more often than not to overtime in a lot of athletic events. And being someone who wrestled, I know that better than anyone. That's why, what can I say? Back then, whenever I was training for, wrestling, I always kept the thought of overtime in the back of my mind because it is always a possibility, which is good because, instead of thinking you're going to be wrestling for, 6 or 7 minutes, well, 7 minutes in college, 6 minutes in high school, you're going to be wrestling for 11 minutes altogether, which, if you're a runner, 1 minute itself is like an eternity. So imagine essentially 11 times that amount. But, yeah. In the end, it was a good game, and if March Madness had to end in April, I still think they should refer to this as April aggression, or April aggravation, or even April anger. Come on, it's alliteration, guys. What are you doing? Yeah. So, again, if it's going to end, have it end on, on a nail biter, like overtime. That's the proper way to do it. So, yeah. Altogether, this was a really great, they were, hold on a second. Again, it was a good game. I liked it a lot. And, I'm sure there's going to be a whole bunch of, highlights on YouTube. All the sports channels and sports things are going to talk about it, which should be cool. And with that said, I think it's about time I wanted to help one of my brothers out. Because, yeah, don't worry. I got your back, bro. One of my brothers from Trinity Poly, who was actually one of the prefects when I was at Trinity Poly, his sister and his brother-in-law own this one restaurant in the Hudson Valley called the Melzingah. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's spelled I have it right here. It's Melzingah. So, yeah, don't know what it means, but yeah, that's what it is. And the restaurant's actually been nominated for a total of altogether 6 categories for the best of the Hudson Valley. And yeah, they were. I'll look up the things right now. See what was it nominated for? Let's see. It was nominated for appetizers. It was nominated for hold on. Nominated for appetizers, brunch, the best burger, the best mac and cheese. I'm sorry, there's 2 others, but I'll put a link in the description because I want to help my friend out, and I'll put a link so you can go to the survey, I guess, and then you can vote. It's the one with the I mean this is no offense anyway, but it's the one that kind of has a weird name. So yeah, Melzingah. That's what it's called. The closest I've been to the Hudson Valley was probably since I was at Trinity Poly almost Actually, it should be almost 5 years ago now. Yeah, I'll be having my 10-year reunion this year. Boy, I'm really excited about that. I can't wait. There's going to be a lot of video content, probably. Maybe. Definitely. So, yeah. There's, again, I'll be putting a link in the description as to where you guys can vote. And, it also makes sense I do talk about this because a friend of mine who is actually a fellow Horseheads High School alum is a food critic down in Florida. And she was looking for, restaurants that, she should look at or, talk about or whatever. And so I gave her the idea of the Melzingah. So there you go. In a way, it's kind of like, again, one of my ultimate dreams in life is to somehow have a giant party that combines, like, all the good people of Horseheads with my brothers from Trinity Poly. And any way I can make, like, tiny little connections here and there, like, that'd be awesome. So, yeah. That works. Let's see what else is there. Pretty much everything was, it was a Monday, so Monday is going to be pretty ordinary as it is. But with, literally before I went to bed, I checked my Instagram to see if I could find the next guest on Hot Ones this Thursday. And I got some good news and I got some bad news. I'll do the bad news first because you always want to end things on a high note. Not that the video is quite over yet, but, So, the bad news is Season 8 of Hot Ones will be ending this Thursday. Yes, that's supposed to be a sad face. And the good news is it's going to be Scarlett Johansson as the guest. I'm excited for that. Oh, man. You got ScarJo. That's awesome. It's funny because I think like her first... It's actually funny how I know this, but it is thanks to the Nostalgia Critic. But I think her first cinematic debut was actually in one of the worst movies ever made of all time, which is a movie called North. And she's consistently been in some of the greatest movies of the last decade. So, yeah, she's more than made up for that. And if you don't remember the movie North, it's basically a kid played by Elijah Wood is looking for, new parents all over the world, and it's really, really, really bad. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life, but it's up there. In case you guys are wondering, the worst movie I personally have ever seen in my entire life, in terms of both critic reviews and, for that matter, Rotten Tomatoes, is The Master of Disguise. And that's because The Master of Disguise, no kidding, because Rotten Tomatoes does, percentages based on, 1% to 100%. The Master of Disguise has 1% on Rotten Tomatoes. 1%. Which is better than nothing, technically, but from what's been stated over the years, a lot of the rumors have a 1% margin of error. So, yeah, it really is that bad. In fact, I'll never forget when the Nostalgia Critic first reviewed it. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what it was. Because I remember seeing The Master of Disguise when I was little, and I remember first being excited for it, and then I wasn't little. I was like a young kid, teenager. The point is, I remember seeing it was like the first movie I saw from start to finish where it elicited no kind of response from me. Nothing. Like blank stare. Entirety of the film. It was just I'm like, is this what it feels like to be dead inside? I don't know. But yes, it is that bad. But, luckily, all we can do is, move on. And there have been movies that are just as bad, if not worse. It's just the worst movie that I personally have ever seen. No, I'm not going to go out of my... No, in case any of you guys are wondering, I'm not going to do movies on movies I know for a fact are bad. Okay? I'm not doing that to myself. I'm already... By some standards, I'm already considered crazy. I'm not making it any worse. I am not making that any worse by any means. Nope. I mean, unless I'm getting paid like infinity $1 billion or something, I'm not gonna... That was my computer right there. I'm not gonna do that. So, yeah. Not doing that. So, I'm just running. Man, I'm just losing my train of thought this morning. It's still early. I mean, it's just after 20 after 6. So, it's still pretty early. Got up, got to do my workout in. I feel good. I'm just getting ready to, move the day along, which is nice. It actually got colder, believe it or not. I mean, it was like 52 yesterday, I think, and then today it dropped 11 degrees, which, it's fine. I don't really mind. I mean, it's 41, so it's not unbearable. So, I can wear a coat. And plus, again, we're getting to that time of year where, even though for the most part it will start getting warmer, as long as the sun remains, down, the temperature will also stay down. So, there you go. So, as of right now, actually the sun is beginning to rise as I'm looking out the window right now. So, yeah. Oh, I say the sun is beginning to rise, but it's actually still, well, it's partly cloudy. Like, you can clearly see some blue sky, but you can see, like, clouds moving from my point of view, to my right. So, yeah, that's the kind of weather we have right now. It was actually kind of funny because it was really supposed to rain a lot yesterday, but it didn't. It was actually quite nice. Windy, though. Like, really windy. Like, seriously, the wind was blowing so hard, I would have sworn that, like, cars were going by wherever I was. So, yeah, there's that. Although it's on days like this, sometimes again, you guys know I love Cuca Lake at heart. I always have, I always will. But it's on days like this where I'm wondering what the weather's like at Cuca Lake, too. I mean, something's going to be constant factors, and the water's going to be cold. Again, that polar bear plunge I did, well, I still didn't think it was that bad. I am in no hurry to do it again. Although, now that I know I can handle 39-degree water for, a grand total of less than 30 seconds, I can handle stuff that's at least a little bit warmer. Personally, I hope Memorial Day, because that's when we open up our colleges in Memorial Day weekend. I hope Memorial Day weekend's warm. That'd be nice. Nice, warm, sunny, pretty substantial in terms of, what you're looking for. I think it's going to be an okay summer this year. But first, we actually have to get there first. I just realized something. Tomorrow, it'll be 100 days since 2019 has started. But in case you guys are wondering, no, I'm not going to do a State of My Being address. It's only for days since I've started to do this. So when we get to day 500, which no way on earth this is what it is today or tomorrow, that's when I do it. But I will give you a sneak preview. There are some things I have to say about that, but I don't want to give too much away. For now, let's just take one day at a time. Besides, we have Easter coming up. Weather's starting to get nice and warm. There's a lot to look forward to right now, and I can't wait for it. So, like, favorite, share, and hit that subscribe button. I could really use the support on YouTube. Follow me on the social media platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. As always, I'm very humbled I made this video for all of you guys who watch and enjoy for today. I'm hoping that we have a wonderful Tuesday. And remember, for you guys who want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear. And I'll always have your back. Take care and make good choices, everyone. See ya.